This is TradeFlow News, bringing you relevant news and insights from around the world. TradeFlow News, enabling trade for SMEs and economies worldwide.
These are some of the key topics that we will be looking into in today's program.
First, let's take a look at the overnight headlines which are impacting the commodity markets.
Oil prices surged on Wednesday as tension escalated in the Middle East after hundreds were killed in a blast at a Gaza hospital, sparking concerns about potential oil supply disruptions from the region. Brent crude futures advanced $1.69, or 1.9%, to $91.59 a barrel at 0347 GMT. West Texas Intermediate Crude, WTI, futures were up $1.84, or 2.1%, at $88.50 a barrel. Markets factored in risk premiums after about 500 Palestinians were killed in a blast at a Gaza City hospital on Tuesday that Israeli and Palestinian officials blamed on each other.
Oil freight rates from Russia's Baltic ports to India are up some 50% since last week as more shipowners quit the market after the first U.S. sanctions on shipowners carrying Russian crude priced above a G7 cap, three sources said on Tuesday. The Group of Seven, G7, countries imposed sanctions in December last year prohibiting shippers or insurers domiciled in member countries from offering services to facilitate Russian oil exports when the price is above $60 a barrel. The sanctions do not apply to shipping companies or insurers from other countries, regardless of the price.
Moving on to the top news in the energy sector.
European Union countries' energy ministers struck a deal to reform power market subsidies, Spain's energy minister said on Tuesday, diffusing a standoff between France and Germany over the future competitiveness of industrial sectors. The European Commission proposed changes to the EU's electricity market in March after EU power prices soared to record levels last year as Russian gas supplies were cut following the invasion of Ukraine. The new rules seek to shift to longer-term, fixed-price contracts to protect consumers from volatile energy markets. They were also aimed at improving the investment climate for new renewable energy projects and in turn improve the bloc's energy security.
China's oil refinery throughput in September hit a record daily rate, data showed on Wednesday, up 12% from a year earlier as refiners increased run rates to cater for strong demand for transport fuel over the Golden Week holiday and improving manufacturing. Total refinery throughput in the world's second-largest oil consumer was 63.62 million metric tons last month, data from the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, showed. That was equivalent to 15.48 million barrels per day, BPD, the highest on record. Processing rates rose month-on-month from August's 15.23 million barrels of oil per day, which had been the highest on record. Next, we have the top news in metal markets. China's crude steel output fell 5% in September from August, official data showed on Wednesday, confounding some market expectations for a rise after steelmakers had lifted utilization rates amid the peak construction season. The world's largest steel producer manufactured 82.11 million metric tons of the ferrous metal last month, down from 86.41 million tons in August, data from the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, showed. Output was down 5.6% from a year ago.
Iron ore continued to rise on Wednesday, aided by improved Chinese economic data, although lower than expected steel output and a protracted property crisis triggered concerns over reduced demand, capping gains. The most traded January iron ore on China's Dalian Commodity Exchange, DCE, rose 0.69% to 870.50 Fen, $119.19, a metric ton as of 0244 GMT, an increase for the sixth consecutive session. The benchmark November iron ore on the Singapore Exchange was 0.17% higher at $117.70 a ton as of 0304 GMT.
We will now look at the top news in the agricultural sector.
Indian wheat prices surged to an 8-month high on Tuesday, propelled by strong demand for big festivals, limited supplies and as import duty makes overseas buying unfeasible for domestic flour mills. The increasing prices may prompt the government to release more stocks from inventories and eliminate import duties on the cereal to bolster supplies and control prices ahead of important state assembly elections and a general election next year. Rising wheat prices could contribute to food inflation. Wheat prices in New Delhi jumped by 1.6% on Tuesday to 27,390 rupees, $329 per metric ton, the highest since February 10. Prices have surged by nearly 22% over the past 6 months. That is all for today's news on commodity markets. Stay tuned to TradeFlow News as we continue to provide you with more updates. We also invite you to follow us on Twitter at TradeFlow News, which allows you to watch our program on your mobile device or desktop to receive information from there.